the first card you have for your past is the Knight of Swords. So yes, obviously this is about being impatient, rushing ahead, doing things really quickly, rushing in without really thinking. So yes, there's a lot of impatience I'm seeing. I'm seeing that, I'm seeing that you probably wanted to do something, you wanted something to happen really quickly. Maybe you wanted whatever this was to happen so much that you had trouble focusing on anything else at this time. Yes, if you look at this knight, he's rushing forward, he's totally focused on where he's going, and he wouldn't know what was going on behind him or beside him or anywhere else, or even if something appeared in front of him, he'd probably just knock it over and keep going. He's just in such a rush, he wouldn't even know what was going on. So yes, this is how you were so focused on this thing, not just focused on the thing, but so focused on rushing and getting it done and trying to do this that you weren't even noticing whatever else was going on around you. I'm also looking at this card and I'm seeing there are birds flying above this knight's head, just where the feather is, where that kind of red feather is. There are these birds flying around. And when I see birds, it makes me think of freedom, obviously. So you might have felt very contained, very constrained where you were. You weren't where you wanted to be. You wanted to feel free from this kind of stress. You just want to be free from it. And that's why you're rushing to get out of this situation. That's what I'm seeing. You didn't want to be feeling like this. You didn't want to be feeling this pressure, this stress. You just wanted to hurry up and get yourself out of that so that you could be free. That's what I'm seeing. Now, there's always a way to do this. There's always a way to break out of something if you don't want to. No situation's too difficult. There's always a way. But I'm seeing that, to be able to do this, you might have to, if you're still kind of going through the situation, try to slow down. I know that doesn't make sense. If you're in a hurry, try to slow down. But, sometimes, it's like if you've ever tried to get ready for work in the morning or to go somewhere, and when you're in a hurry, when you're running late, usually things happen like you can't find your shoe or you can't find something, and you're kind of running around looking for something, and you're kind of dancing around with a piece of toast in your hand, not knowing where you can't find something, and then you break a glass and it drops, and then you have to clean that up. It makes you even later, and then you're late in traffic, and then you miss all the lights, and then it's just completely because you rushed and you made all these things happen, and then you were careless and you broke the glass, and then everything. So sometimes if you take your time, things will happen a lot quicker than if you're rushing. Now I'm sorry, that sounds like, I don't mean to patronize you or anything like that. That's just what came to mind. So that comes with anything, with any projects you want to do, anything else you want to do. If you take your time, obviously you're going to get a better result. You're going to get a more quality result, but also things can happen quicker. Because then you won't have all these things going wrong, and you won't have to go back and fix up a lot of mistakes and fix up a lot of problems. That's what I'm seeing. The next card you have, your past, is the Ace of Wands. So yes, this is more energy, more rushing forward. You were really, really trying to push something. You wanted something to happen really quickly at this time. Now you will get this going. You will do this. If you haven't already started this, you will absolutely be able to do this. Now I'm seeing this could actually be, you might have a creative idea. Or you might have had a creative idea that you wanted to turn into some kind of business or some kind of creative business project. Now, when I say creative, it might be something like art or music, but it doesn't have to be. It can be something like, you might have a creative approach to something. You might have an outside of the norm approach. It might be something that, you can have creative science, you can have creative mathematics. You can think in a creative way to something. So it might not necessarily be something that you think of as creative, because I've said this before in my readings. I've said, I can see something creative, and people have said, no, it's not creative. Everything can be creative. It depends on your approach. So I am seeing some kind of creative approach, or something creative. It might be literally, and yes, I'm also seeing that you might have had some people around you, maybe more than one person, maybe they saw what you wanted to do and they saw it as being a little bit of a fantasy or a little bit of a dream or something that they weren't taking very seriously. There are a lot of people who think that anything that's creative isn't realistic, or anything outside of the norm isn't realistic. A lot of people think the tarot isn't realistic. A lot of people think that being on YouTube isn't realistic. You'll never do anything on that. Some people think that, people who act, oh, you'll never be an actor, that will never happen. You have all of these kinds of people. Now, don't listen to any of these crazy people. This is realistic. You can do this. This is definitely possible. I'm seeing that. But you need to take your time. You need to plan this properly. Anything can happen if you take your time and plan it properly. And also, if you have the right mindset about it, that's the most important thing. You need everything, though. You can't just have, oh, I want this to happen, I have the right mindset and I'm positive. Yes, that's very important. But you also have to plan properly and strategize and work out how you're going to do this. So, yes, maybe you feel a bit trapped in a work situation. You might want to be free from that, because I'm seeing that in these birds as well, on top of this Knight's Head in the Knight of Swords, this freedom that you wanted. And but again, try to take this one step at a time. I can really feel your frustration in this, and your frustration is going to, if you keep on feeling frustrated, it's going to stop you. A feeling of frustration is not going to bring you what you want. Calm down, slow down, have this feeling of, I know this can happen, I know this will happen, I'm content with this, I can see this is all going to flow in front of me at the right time, I can plan this, I can do this. And then you plan it and you do it. The last card you have for your past is the Seven of Pentacles. So yes, I'm seeing some more frustration, actually. I'm sorry, I keep on seeing frustration. I'm seeing frustration in a love situation, actually, in this card. I'm seeing that, you're putting a lot of time, you're putting a lot of effort into somebody, you're trying to get someone's attention. I'm seeing that. I'm actually seeing someone not even answering you. I'm seeing that, sometimes you spoke to this person and they didn't even answer you. You might have had to speak to them several times to get them to actually answer you, which is horrible. No one should be feeling like that. Nobody should be feeling like that. If you're in a situation, a love situation, where you're giving someone so much attention and they're not even giving you any attention, that is not fair at all. Nobody wants to feel like that. Have a think about whether you actually want to be around somebody like that. It's not good. The first card you have for your present is the Three of Pentacles. So yes, I'm seeing that you are going to be trying to push this creative idea. You're going to be able to, or you're going to be trying to push this, whatever this business idea is, this creative thing, you're going to be pushing this forward. You are going to have some people helping you around this. You might have some people pitching in. You might have to have some people working with you or working for you even. And again, this is going to take time. There are only a few people, I'm seeing there are only a few people who have these kind of unique skills and these unique mindsets. There are only a few people who are going to really understand what you're doing, really understand you as a person, and really understand this thing that you want to do. It might be, this might be something in a specialist field, or it might be something outside of the mainstream. So yes, you're going to have to really take your time to find the right people, align yourself with the right people who totally understand what you want to do. This is going to take time as well. Again, you're going to want to rush this, I'm seeing that. And you're going to kind of say, oh, this person will do, they'll help me, they can do this, they can do that. No. Because if you pick the wrong people, you're going to have to kind of try to get rid of those people. I don't mean to say get rid of, but you're going to have to say to them, I'm sorry, I don't think this is working. I'm going to have to find someone else to do this. You're not the right person. And that's going to be stressful and difficult. And then they might be angry. And then you're going to have to start all over again to find the right person. So take your time, find the right people. Once you get the right people to help you, they're going to be perfect. It's not going to feel like an effort. It's not going to feel like you're struggling. It's not going to feel like you're rushing around trying to find the right person. It's just going to feel like, here's the piece of the puzzle fitting in perfectly. It's going to be so relaxed when you find the right people to do this. So take your time. The next card you have, your present, is the Knight of Wands again. I'm laughing, more fast energy. So yes, you really want to hurry up with this project, but no matter how frustrated you are, or no matter how frustrated you are at your work situation, trying to get out of that, this can't be hurried. It needs to be worked on slowly. It needs to be worked on carefully. I'm not going to say any more about that. You know what I'm saying. I'm also seeing a contrast. And this is another frustration I'm seeing. I'm sorry there's so much frustration in this reading. This is what I'm seeing. I'm so frustrated looking at it. Yes, this is around this love situation I'm seeing in the Seven of Pentacles. Yes, look at this Knight of Wands. Look at this passion coming in. When you first met this person, or when you first started seeing this person, there was so much passion. There was so much enthusiasm. This person rushed into you. This person was so over the top. They might have bowled you over. It might have even been a little bit much for you at the time. But then things turned out to be the opposite. They started kind of being the opposite. I'm seeing this person probably, every relationship has this kind of really passionate beginning where you can't get enough of each other. It's amazing. And then after a while, things kind of start to go into a kind of a more mature time in your relationship. It's kind of like, you get used to each other, and I'm not saying it's boring, but what happens is you kind of it's this nice kind of gentleness, this nice kind of more peaceful time that you have together. That's the more mature time in a relationship. This person doesn't like that. They like the fast, fun, exciting bit. And then when it gets later on, they don't like to put any more effort in. They like to receive the effort. They're liking to receive that effort from you. I'm seeing that in the Seven of Pentacles. But they don't want to put the effort in. They might be thinking, well, I've got them now. I put in all the hard work. They're there. They're not going away. They're not doing anything. So I don't have to worry about putting in an effort. That is not good. That is not good to be around someone like that. It really is not. And, I'm seeing that they might be saying to you, oh, no, I want to be with you. I do love you. I do care about you. Nothing's wrong. You might be saying to them, what's wrong? Nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. Yes, everything's fine for them, but not for you. It's not fine at all. It's not good to be like that. So their actions are speaking louder than their words. Their actions are telling you everything. Their words are saying one thing, everything's fine, but their actions are saying something else. I'm seeing this is really difficult for you because you really miss the way they were in the beginning. You really miss that. And, you don't want it to go exactly right back to the beginning because you can't anyway. But you would like them to put in some effort. Of course you do. Of course you want them to put in some effort. Everyone does. You might have to kind of say to them, we need to either have a talk, we need to have a big talk and work out, what we can do about this. I need you to step up and do this. Otherwise, I'm not going to be happy. You might have to say that. The last card you have, your present, is the Page of Wands. So yes, this person has a lot to learn. This person has a lot to learn about communication. They have a lot to learn about relationships. They have a lot to learn about give and take. They have a lot to learn about relationships that mature, relationships that grow past the initial kind of love stage, this kind of amazing honeymoon phase. It goes past that. This person has a lot to learn. Yes, they might be saying, I'm still seeing that they're saying, oh, everything's okay, everything's fine. Actions speak louder than words. So again, have a conversation with them. Yes, this person doesn't have a very mature attitude when it comes to relationships or maybe much else. So yes, I hope you'll be able to work through this. I hope you'll be able to talk through this. But I am seeing you might be making an ultimatum even. It might even come to that. The first card you have, your future, is the Ace of Cups. So yes, emotions. This card is the emotion card, the ultimate emotion card. This card's overwhelmingly emotional. I'm seeing that you are going to come together, you are going to talk to this person, you're going to have a big conversation with this person. Yes, this is what I'm seeing. There might even be tears in this conversation. They are going to finally listen. Or at least they're going to try to listen, or at least you're going to feel as if they're going to listen. So I'm seeing you coming away from this conversation and you're going to actually be quite satisfied, because you're going to feel that, you'll finally listen to a bit. But really, you're going to be listened to in comparison to never being listened to at all. So really, it's going to feel better than how you felt. But is it really going to be enough? Is it the same as being properly listened to? So they're going to try to make an effort, or at least look like they're trying to make an effort. And there is going to be some growth. Things are going to improve. But I'm not seeing they're going to improve forever. I'm seeing that they might improve for a while, and then they might eventually go back to how things were again. You might have to have more talks with them, which are going to be frustrating. You might have a few sessions of talks with them. And then in the end, if things don't improve, I think you might just be saying, well, I'm not going to even bother anymore. It's going to be one or the other. But I am seeing a lot of different conversations coming from this. This isn't going to be the last one you're having with this person. The next card you have, your future, is the Magician. I love this card so much. So you're definitely, yes, you have the ability. You have the ability, you have the tools, you have the passion, you have everything to be able to manifest whatever this creative project is, as well as, whatever result you want from it. You're going to get the result you want. But again, this is saying the same thing. I said I wasn't going to repeat myself, I know, but I'm seeing the same thing again. You're going to have to take your time. You're going to have to concentrate on things properly. The Magician's all about manifestation, obviously, but the Magician's also about concentration. If you're a magician up on a stage, a traditional kind of magician, we all imagine up on a stage, when you have a trick that you perform in front of people, you have to practice it. You have to slowly practice it for hours, for days, for months, for a long, long time. You practice it every day. You concentrate. You do everything until it's absolutely perfect, and then you can perform what you want to do. So go slowly, practice, do everything very slowly, very careful, and you'll get the result you want. And you will get this long-lasting result. The result will be long-lasting and very positive, maybe even very lucrative for you, and definitely very satisfying, because it's going to be in an area that's very satisfying to you. And yes, you're going to have a long-lasting satisfaction from this. This Magician has an infinity symbol above his head. That's what I'm seeing. So yes, this energy that you had in the Knight of Swords, this is going to be channeled in the right way at the right time, slowly, with practice, and with slow, sustained effort. That's what I'm seeing. The universe brings you the right things at the right time. You need to take your time and wait for the right things to happen at the right time, and put the right amount of effort in it, and slowly. I'm sorry, I'm stumbling my words, but you know what I'm talking about. I won't say any more about that. The last card you have for your future is the Eight of Wands. So yes, you're going to keep this energy that you had. The Eight of Wands is about energy. You're going to keep this, and it's going to be channeled in the right direction, in the right way. Look at these wands. They're all going in the right direction. They're all going in the same direction. They're not going in all different directions. They're not flying around in the air all over the place. They're going to one target. They're going to the right place. So you've got this sustained energy. It's pinpointed to the right place, and it's going in the right place at the right time. That's what I'm seeing. Now, you are going to be very busy at this time. You're going to be very focused at this time on this project, really perfecting things, really practicing things, taking your time to find the right people, the right things, everything you have to do around that. I'm seeing that while you're doing that, you're not going to be paying a lot of attention to this person in the Seven of Pentacles, this love person who you've been frustrated with. You just won't have the time to pay them all of the attention that you usually do. Now, you're not playing games. It's not like you're ignoring them and saying, well, I'm not going to pay you attention. No, you're not doing that. You just don't have all the time to pay them the attention that you used to, because you'll be concentrating on this project. I'm seeing what's going to happen is they're going to sit up, they're going to notice, they're going to say, oh, I don't like this. I don't like not getting this attention. What's happened? Why aren't they contacting me? Why aren't they talking to me? Why aren't they doing this for me? Why aren't they doing that for me? You can't because you're too busy. They're going to suddenly look up and they're going to say, oh, wow, I'd better pay them attention. So now suddenly it's like they're rushing around for work. Suddenly when you don't have any time, they're going to try and give you all this time, which is very, very nice. And I think they're learning a few lessons. They're going to learn a few lessons from this, which I like a lot. So yes, Cancer, I hope this resonated. As you know, general readings can't always resonate with everyone. But again, if you like this reading, please like or subscribe and leave a comment if you'd like to. Thank you so, so much for watching.